They don't teach this in school. No one tells you that building wealth isn't about talent. It's about systems. Not about genius, but about clarity, strategy, and discipline repeated over decades. Because behind every millionaire, there are silent blueprints. Choices made in the dark. Principles lived by when no one was watching. It's not the flashy cars or the private jets. It's the morning routine, the risk tolerance, the refusal to spend $1 without knowing what that dollar can become. This video isn't about get rich quick. It's about timeless laws, mental codes, financial truths that don't care about your background, only your mindset. If you've ever felt like money was elusive, like wealth was a game someone forgot to give you the rulebook for, this is that rulebook. These are the 15 timeless wealth blueprints, habits, beliefs, and mental frameworks used by those who've quietly stacked millions while others chase trends. You won't find hype here, just the systems behind real wealth. Let's begin. Pay yourself first before you spend $1. Invest $1 into your future self. That's not budgeting. That's the mindset. Most people work for years and still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they pay everyone else first. Rent, bills, subscriptions. The world eats first, and you get the scraps. Flip the script. Make your future your first obligation. Automatically set aside a piece of every paycheck, not after spending, but before. Internal dialogue. I work too hard to have nothing to show for it. This is the first blueprint of wealth. To build the golden goose before you eat the eggs. Because someday, your savings will save you, and your investments will work harder than you ever did. Think in decades, not days. Wealth isn't a sprint. It's a long, quiet marathon. Everyone wants fast money, but lasting wealth is slow, strategic, intentional. It's planting seeds you may not live to see bloom. Ask yourself, are you building something worth 10 years, or chasing something that barely lasts 10 weeks? Legacy thinking versus lottery thinking. The world rewards those who delay reward. Patience isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. As Bill Gates said, most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. Think like an oak tree, deep roots, long timelines, solid growth. Own assets, not just income. Income is loud, assets are quiet. One screams status, the other builds freedom. High earners often stay broke because they confuse income with wealth. You can make 6 figures and still be one paycheck from panic. Wealth builders think differently. They don't just earn, they acquire. Rental properties, stocks, businesses, assets that make money while they sleep. Income feeds you. Assets free you. That's the shift. Don't just chase promotions, chase ownership. Because someday you'll want to stop working, and only assets will keep working for you. Learn the language of money. Money has a language. Compound interest, equity, arbitrage. If you don't speak it, you'll be lost. The financially illiterate don't know what's happening. They just feel the pressure. The fluent ones? They read between the numbers. They ask different questions. What's the return? What's the risk? What's the leverage? Wealth isn't just earned, it's decoded. If you don't learn how money works, you'll always work for someone who does. Financial fluency is freedom. Ignorance is expensive. Delay gratification. Accelerate freedom. You want it now. The car, the shoes, the vacation. But every dollar spent today is time sold tomorrow. Internal dialogue. Is this coffee worth 2 hours of my future? That dopamine hit, it fades. But the debt, that lingers. Wealthy people trade small pleasures now for massive freedom later. They know discipline now creates options later. It's not about being cheap, it's about being free. Metaphor. Trade candy now for a feast later. Every moment of restraint buys you a future of choice. Build multiple streams, slowly one. Income is fragile. It only takes one layoff, one bad month, one crisis to collapse your entire system. But wealth is layered, stacked, strengthened. It starts with one stream. Your job, maybe. Then you add a side hustle, a rental property, a dividend stock, a product. Slowly, methodically, patiently. Never rely on a single income source. It's not just advice, it's protection. Each stream doesn't have to be huge, but together, they become unshakable. Think of them like bricks in a fortress. Build them right, and no storm can shake you. Use debt to buy freedom. Not flex debt is a tool, and like any tool, it can build or it can destroy. Most people use it to flex. Cars they can't afford, gadgets they don't need, vacations they can't truly enjoy. But the wealthy use debt to build, to acquire assets, invest in businesses, or increase cash flow. Poor use debt to look rich. The rich use debt to get richer. Debt isn't evil, but misuse is. Use it wisely, and it becomes a ladder. Use it poorly, and it becomes a leash. Track every dollar, like a soldier. Every dollar in your life is either working for you or against you. So here's the question. Do you know where they're going, or are they disappearing in snacks, subscriptions, and treat yourself moments you can't even remember? Every dollar is a soldier. Are yours winning your war? Or wandering aimlessly? Track everything. Not to be obsessive, but to be aware. Awareness is control. Control is power. Ask yourself, where is my money actually going? Because wealth isn't just about making more, it's about keeping more, and control begins with clarity. Learn to sell yourself or a skill. If you can't sell, you'll always depend on someone who can, whether it's a product, a business idea, a vision, or even yourself in an interview. Persuasion is power. The highest paid people in the world? They're not the smartest, they're the best at selling. Selling isn't sleazy, it's survival. It's showing value, creating desire, making someone believe in a solution. If you want more money, master the art of influence, because closed mouths don't get fed. Kiel. Build, don't just consume word count. 130. We're drowning in content, swiping, watching, reacting. But wealth doesn't come from consumption, it comes from creation. Creators own platforms, products, and pipelines. Consumers fuel their wealth. I don't want to just watch success. I want to create it. Be the one who builds a brand, a course, a system, something that gives while you sleep. Be the algorithm, not the addict. Because in a world of infinite scrolls, the real power belongs to the one holding the camera, not the one staring at the screen. Audit your circle. Relentlessly, you are not just the average of your habits. You are the average of your people. Every conversation, every shared belief, shapes how you think about money, ambition, and limits. If you're surrounded by scarcity, fear, and excuses, those seeds will take root in your mind. You'll think small. You'll play safe. You'll normalize struggle. But if your circle speaks in investments, vision, and ownership, your reality shifts. Suddenly, growth is the norm. Risk becomes strategy. Wealth is no longer a dream. It's expected. Here's the hard part. You may have to outgrow people you love. That's the cost of evolution. If you're the smartest and richest in the room, you're in the wrong room. Leverage time, people, or code. The poor trade time for money. The wealthy trade systems for freedom. Leverage is the secret sauce. Time, through delegation. People, through teams. Code, through automation and tech. Think like this. Why push a heavy cart up a hill when you could design the engine? Your life doesn't scale on hustle alone. It scales on strategy, on multiplying effort without multiplying hours. Every wealthy person has built leverage. They've moved from operator to architect. Stop doing everything yourself. Start designing a machine. 4. Build a system, not just motivation. Word count. 130 motivation feels good, but it fades. It's a spark, not a solution. That's why the successful don't rely on feelings. They rely on systems, habits, routines, automations. Money gets saved because it's automatic. Bills get paid because the system runs. Progress happens, even on lazy days. Think of it like this. Motivation is a match. Systems are a furnace. Which one keeps you warm through the winter? Internal dialogue kicks in. I don't rise to the level of my goals. I fall to the level of my systems. You want millions? You need infrastructure, not inspiration. Protect the downside. Like a pro-wealthy people aren't just bold, they're careful. They think about the downside, obsessively. They don't gamble. They calculate emergency funds, diversified portfolios, risk buffers. This isn't a weakness, it's strength in disguise. The strength to stay in the game when others get wiped out. Don't just chase returns, guard your base. Because one big loss can undo years of gains. Success isn't just about how high you climb, it's about how far you can fall and still stand tall. Phil, wealth is a mindset. Before it's a number. Wealth doesn't begin in your wallet. It begins in your mind. Before the first dollar, before the business, before freedom. There's belief, discipline, vision. A poor mind can lose a fortune. A rich mind can rebuild one from scratch. Wealth is how you think, how you delay gratification, how you spot opportunity, how you move in silence, how you lead yourself when no one's watching. Rich people lose money and make it back. Broke people win money and lose it fast. The number in your bank is a reflection. The mindset is the source. Rewire your mind, and you'll never be broke again. So pick one blueprint. Start today. Build quietly. Build relentlessly. Because in 10 years, the version of you that never quit will look back with gratitude. If this hit you deep, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to build real wealth.